Hey guys, what's up? Scotch Duck here once again. Right, okay, this is my second time recording this. The last recording went a bit iffy, like weird static at the beginning. It might still be here for all I know, but I'm too lazy to, sort it. Also, my beard is extremely uneven looking, but whatever. That's just the way we do things around here. Okay, so collection update time, guys. I guess also kind of sort of an update at the same time. Yeah. So, how the fuck do I start this? So it's been a bit of a crazy crazy year for me so far. Just at the beginning of the year, there I had to replace my boiler. Boilers are expensive, and also I had to get a new car. So that was a bit of a financial punch. Not gonna lie. I'm okay though. That's not me saying, "Oh, woe is me," I was able to get all my shit sorted, and I'm doing fine. Okay, I'm not in trouble or whatever. Still sucks though. Still sucks. Boilers and cars are expensive. Okay, the boiler that I had previously was leaking, and the car, I didn't actually need to get a car, but with my nephew just being born, and I've got a new nephew coming along soon, I just thought, you know what? Maybe it's time this 34-year-old stopped poaching left Sophia's family and actually started giving lifts. So that's what kind of egged that decision on. So because of that, I kind of thought to myself, right, I can't buy anything for a while, genuinely. I can't go on eBay, I can't go to a big retro game shop with and just make ridiculous purchases. Okay, that's not gonna happen for a while. So I thought, okay, no collection updates for a while. Until I got a call from one of my good friends, who was also friends with my best friend. As you guys know, my best friend died last year, back in July, so that's about 7 months. Mental. Yeah, it's still been what I would say the hardest time of my life was just getting over his death, I don't know how else to describe it. It just really was that shite, But, life goes on. Things get easier as time goes on. It's just one of the things, gotta get on with it. But, like I said, my friend called me and asked, here, do you want to go to, he was asked by Greg's folks, to, help empty out their garage, okay? Asked me if I wanted to come and help out. I was like, fucking, aye, absolutely. I'll help out Greg's folks empty out their garage. So I went there, we emptied out the garage, and they gave me some stuff of Greg's. And I'm actually now in possession of his original PlayStation and his original PlayStation 2. Two consoles that I played the absolute shit out of when I was younger. I would even go so far as to say is that PlayStation is the reason me and him were friends. I just wanted to show up to play fucking Legend of Dragoon, Metal Gear Solid, Spider-Man at his house all the time, and we just happened to become friends as that advanced. But, yeah, so to have, and, it was the same with the PS2, it was the first PlayStation 2 I ever played, Dark Cloud, Metal Gear Solid 2, just it's crazy sentimental, okay, to have those bits of machinery. I don't even really want to play them, I've just got them in a box somewhere, but I know I'm going to treasure them, forever, But along with those consoles, I have a handful of games as well. Oddly enough, only PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 4. I know that his folks said they had some PlayStation 3 and even PlayStation 1 stuff, but I just never really picked it up at the time. I guess I didn't want to just take everything in one go. But I have a bunch of Greg's games here, and I want to. That's the collection update. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, two things I did have before I got all of Greg's games here was I got Alone in the Dark. Never played this, always heard mixed things. It was £2, so I went for it. And I also got a Dreamcast controller in the box, which is quite nice to have, I'm gonna lie, so there you go. But yeah, Greg's games. So we'll start off with the PlayStation 4 games, because I don't have too much to say about these. I got Metro Redux. This was the first two Metro games. I don't even know how many games there are now. I did play Metro 2033 on the Xbox back when it came out. Because I remember that was like a console exclusive at the time. It was only ever on PC, and the PC version I remember was like really shit. Like it was like a really, really hard game to run apparently. So yeah, that was mainly the discussion around that game. But it's quite good. It's quite good. Never played Last Light, so we'll see. We'll see if I can get around to that. Uncharted collection. Never picked this up, funnily enough. And Uncharted is like, I feel like I'm alright in saying that Uncharted is like my favourite Naughty Dog IP now. You know, like it's the only IP of theirs that I consistently like every game of now. Yeah, Jak and Daxter for me in recent years. You know, Jak 2 and Jak 3, man, they're not as good as the first. I've got some long-time subscribers that are going to be very upset to hear that, but whatever. Uncharted collection, so there we go. A Plague Tale Innocence. This is the game with all the rats, isn't it? I know very little about it otherwise, but yeah, okay, there you go. Plague Tale. And a game that I know literally nothing about, the Talos Principle, and it is in horrible condition. You did not take very good care of this, Greg. Yeah, that I know nothing about it. But you know, Greg was also quite big into Star Wars, so he had this Jedi Fallen Order. Does this have a PlayStation 5 upgrade? Did this even get a PlayStation 5 version? I'm not too sure. I'm not big into Star Wars, but I did think this looked quite nice. So yeah, I'll maybe pop this in eventually. Control. Now I own this game already. I'm pretty sure on PlayStation 4. But I guess this is like the Ultimate Edition that has the PS5 free upgrade. I don't think I have the version that does. I also have it on Steam. And in both instances, the game didn't like run very well. The game didn't run very well on my PS4. It didn't really run very well on my PC. So hopefully I'll get a decent time with this one. It's a weird game though. I did get quite far. In it. But yeah, it's not, I liked Alan Wake. I liked what else did they make? Max Payne. But yeah, weird game. Whatever. There we go. Next is the BioShock collection. Comes with all 3 games. I've never played BioShock 2. BioShock 1 and BioShock Infinite were really good. Never played 2. Maybe I'll finally get around to it with this. I don't know. But there you go. Batman Arkham Knight. Again, I played the first 2 games. Never played this one. Greg had a knack for buying all the games that probably because he played a lot of games over here whenever he was over. It was like, oh, Donald's no go at this. I guess I'll buy it. You know, that was probably why. But yeah, Batman Arkham Knight. And actually, I do have this game, The Witcher. Not something I could get into. Not too into like the Western sort of RPGs. This is one of those games that like everybody I know loves it. Just I don't. So yeah, I got another copy now. So there you go. Right, PlayStation 2 games. Oh man, this is like, yeah, this is some mega sentimental shit for you. Here for not every game, but let's just go through them. I didn't even know he had this. Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith, the PS2. Aye, alright, Greg. Here we go. And I definitely didn't know he had this. Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2. Every time I see this IP, I obviously taken back to the first game on the Dreamcast. I can't remember. I think this was like a really early. Yeah, this was a really early PS2 game because it's got a black case. Is that a CD? Hold on. It is. It's a CD. It's all purple. So yeah, very early PS2 game. Was probably meant for the Dreamcast and they just ported it over to the PS2. But yeah, this game's shite. Well, the first one's shite anyway. And again, I'll always remember, I chose Ready to Rumble Boxing over Soul Calibur. For some reason, when I had my Dreamcast, I thought to myself, I only need one fighting game. I'll choose that one over Soul Calibur. So every time I see Ready to Rumble, I'm just reminded of how stupid I was, basically. So, aye, there you go. That's that. Okay, I'll save some of these for a bit later. Tekken 4. The thing I remember the most about this one, I didn't play much Tekken. Again, wasn't really the PlayStation guy, but I played a lot of Tekken. But the thing about this is I remember as like... at that age, and some of the female characters in this game, we were just like, we thought we were so grown up. We were just mega degenerates at such a young age, in actuality. But Still a lot of. Imagine if we were into Dead or Alive. In fact, I was into Dead or Alive. I don't think I ever played Dead or Alive with Greg. I can't imagine. We gotta stop this conversation. Anyway, Tekken 4. So, I know I also would play a lot of Splinter Cell. What the fuck? This is all stuck together. What the hell? Just got a bit of shite on this. Oh god, what is that? Sticky. Fucking. Anyway, he had other Splinter Cell games. Well, kind of. He had Splinter Cell, the original. Actually, I didn't know this was in a black case. Interesting. Maybe that was a marketing thing. I don't know. Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow and Splinter Cell Double Agent. This is about as far as I got with Splinter Cell personally. I'm surprised he doesn't have Chaos Theory, because that's like my favourite. Mind you, these versions, especially Double Agent, because this got like an Xbox 360 version that looked way better, but the original Splinter Cell trilogy, if you're going to play those, you really should play them like on the Xbox, you know? Even though they got like PS2 and GameCube versions, Splinter Cell was very clearly like an Xbox sort of IP, and it looked better on the Xbox, you know, 100%. But yeah, that's them there. It's very nice to have those. I'm sure I have a copy of Chaos Theory somewhere on the either the PS2 or the Xbox. Should go look at that in a bit, actually. Red Dead Revolver. Greg was into this before it even became Red Dead Redemption, so yeah, good on you. And this one, okay, a couple of stories for these last three, I should say. Metal Gear Solid 2, the original copy that we put so many hours. Like, Metal Gear was just our jam, okay? Like, I'm streaming this right now on Twitch, okay? I'm nearly finished it, but I can't play any Metal Gear and no thank you, Greg. And this is my favourite one, and I now have his copy, okay? I've never been one to, like, be attached to a certain copy of a game. You know, I'm not attached to a copy of a game. I'm attached to the game. Doesn't matter what copy of Metal Gear Solid 2 I have. It's the same game. Who gives a fuck? But I'm feeling different with this. Really, I am. Very, like, it's just a very special thing to have, honestly. This version also has the making of DVD. My copy doesn't have that. Just missing it for some reason. So, yeah, man. Very, very happy to have this one. And he also had, and I don't remember playing this. This must have been a fairly, like, recent purchase of his. Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. I don't know where his original copy of 3 was. We definitely spent a lot of time playing that. But I don't ever remember him having this. Okay, I have the HD collection of this, so I technically have this game. I can't remember, like, if they cut out much for the HD re-release, because this comes on, like, 3 discs. One disc has the original games, one has a bunch of, like, other shite, and yeah, it's Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. Very nice thing to have, for sure. Very pleased to have it. But yeah, definitely having the MGS2 means quite a bit more. So look at that Game Station sticker. Very nice, very nice. And the last game here is, in an odd way, like it's just attached to another like fond memory, I suppose. That's Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. He was mad into Lord of the Rings when they were. We used to binge watch them all the time. You know, I didn't like. I wasn't super into it, but I did watch him a bunch with him. And yeah, the thing about this game, I've told this story a bunch of times, like on stream and all that, is it came out the exact same day, November something 2002. It came out the exact same day as the original Ratchet and Clank, and I first played Ratchet and Clank, the demo, at Greg's house. You know, I was just like, oh, this game looks fucking brilliant. How do I play this demo? Will you lend me this demo? He was like, no. I was like, fuck you then. How much is that magazine? And I went and go and bought the magazine myself. And we found out that both games were coming out on the same day. So I remember my mum drove us to the shop, and we both like went in, bought the games. My mom took us home, dropped Greg off at his house, and I went to my house, and we never spoke to each other for the entire weekend because we were too busy playing our games. I eventually did do a little playthrough of this. And the thing that I remember the most about it is that if you hit the shoulder buttons, it'll skip the cutscenes. I don't know why. Back then, I had this habit of, like, when it was during, like, cutscenes or downtime in the game, I would just, like, tap the shoulder buttons just I had a little tick or something, I don't know, and it would skip the cutscenes, and Greg would get so upset he would like reset the console. It's like, we're starting again. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So happy to have that too. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's that. Bit of a long one, bit of a heavy one, but hopefully the audio comes out okay as well. But yeah. Don't know when the next collection update will be, because again, I gotta save those pennies, at least for a little while. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed that. See you after. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.